We had a beautiful move to the downside today, but critical support level was tested. Let me show you guys my 1 year trend line, the orange trend line, all the way back from October of last year's low. We recaptured this level back on October 6th after breaking it down the previous trading days. And today, guys, after recapturing it back about October 6th, today we bounced off this level. We tested this level at the end of day today. It's a beautiful move to the downside, in my opinion. I really hope you guys caught it. And guess what, guys? We didn't even have to call a top. Let me go to the smaller time frame and break it down for you guys about what the hell happened. And, based on a price action perspective, right? So, for the past trade, week or so, a little more than a week of trading days, I mean, the SPY broke down this 437.5-ish level that I had, broke it down back in October 12th, and after that, every test from there was met with selling pressure. Okay, I gave it a zone, this little red rectangle zone right here, 437 to the 437.5 zone. That was the supply zone. Okay, so I was watching it, and I think in the last video I mentioned this to you guys, that if we can break it out, it would be pretty bullish. Break it out with follow through would be bullish because we've been getting sell pressure there. So if we can break it out, it would be a sign that the selling pressure is absorbed and we can get a breakout. However, market makers had other plans. You see, they spent a week and a half giving us sell pressure around that zone, right? So if I show you something here, I'll make another square right here, and I'll change the color to blue, right? Now the reason why I'm making this other square right here was because as they were given a selling pressure there, a lot of liquidity was being built up above that. So anybody who was shorting from that zone most likely had their stop losses above there. Now you guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know about how the market makers, they like to go stop loss hunting. That's why the false breakdown setup and the false breakout setup is one of my favorite setups, because that's what the market makers do. They like to trap us, they set us up and trap us, and they screw us over. But as sheep style traders, we are trap traders. We trade with the traps. We learn to trade with the traps. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. We did not have to call the top because the last two trading days, the high was at 438. Today's low was at 429. That's a $9 drop in 2 days. That's a pretty good move in my opinion. But did we have to call a top? No, we didn't, because after the market makers were building up all that liquidity, they gave us a false breakout setup. A false breakout setup where they close. This is a 15-minute chart, guys, where it closed above the 437.5 level. And then later, this is Tuesday's price action, okay? They broke it back down. False breakout setup. Let's take a closer look at this 15-minute candle here when we got the false breakout. You see that? On this 12 o'clock candle, this is Tuesday's price action, okay? The 12 o'clock candle, we cleared 437.5. We pushed a little higher, and then what happened at the 12:30 candle? We closed back below 437.5. And here's the beautiful part. The 12:45 candle, what happened here? It retested 437.5 as a resistance. And we found selling pressure, and it pushed downwards, and it even extended until today, giving us this $9 drop. The false breakdown setup. Remember when we had the false breakdown setup? When we broke down that 1 year trend line, recaptured it, and it gave us a beautiful move to the upside. And now today gave us a beautiful move to the downside, the opposite, the false breakout. You guys see how beautiful price action trading is? Because with price action trading, we can see the traps and trade with the traps instead of against the trap. Now, as far as today's trading went, it was definitely a really trappy, choppy day. The morning was just choppy, going nowhere. I wasn't even around for this chop because I had to take my son to his appointment this morning. But by the time I got back, the market broke down my 433 level. I think I mentioned that level to you guys. If we lose that level, I'd be bearish. And we broke it down. Now here's where a lot of people get tricky and get tricked out. We broke down 433. You see all these wicks, how it went above 433? That might trick a lot of people into thinking that 433 is getting recaptured. But remember, guys, based on the sheep style criteria, we use the 15 to 30 minute chart to confirm intraday breakouts and breakdowns with a $1 tolerance. Okay, I've mentioned it as many times, and I hope you guys remember and learn it and incorporate it into your own trading. Hopefully you guys did. If not, it's cool. But you guys can see here all these wicks, but none of them closed back above 433 on the 15-minute chart. It never recaptured, and it sucked how long it took to play out, but eventually it hit the next target from 433 breakdown down to 431 to 431.5 zone. And look what happened. This is why level-to-level trading is so important. It's so crucial, because look what happened as soon as it hit the next target. It bounced short squeeze style. It bounced short squeeze style. So if you didn't take profit at the next target, level-to-level style, you may have been hurt or spooked out when we got this little bounce right here. But as you guys can see, that bounce led nowhere. And look what it gave us. A false breakout setup. Cleared 433 and then broke back down 433. Once again, the false breakout setup leading to a beautiful move to the downside. Even end of day, when it broke down 431, it led to a nice move to down to 429. I had a 429.6 target, and the 20 daily moving average was around 430, but it went as low as 429, and look where it tested. Holy moly, that 1 year trend line. That 1 year trend line. Are we gonna get a bounce or what? Well, we got some earnings with Netflix and Tesla. We'll talk about Tesla later. But overall, that critical support level has been tested, and so far, as you guys can see, at the end of the day, there was some buying pressure. Will that lead back to upside? If the answer is yes, the price action needs to clear 431 and 433. If that happens, I will trust this bounce from the 1 year trend line. Okay, I trust bounces from support levels when it can lead to breakouts of resistant levels. So now that the 429th level of the 1 year trend line has been tested, 431 and 433 needs to clear tomorrow to show bullish follow through. If it does, guys, don't argue with the price action. Look to long above 433. We'll put 434.5, 436. That's an important level, guys. 436. I'm going to mention why later. 437.4. That's a fib level. And then the gap fill, which still has not been filled at 438.6. Okay. I also have the 20-week moving average around 440. And then my white trend line is around 442. Okay. Now, if we want the bull case to happen, if you want to trade that, you have to wait for the right setup. And in my opinion, now that we bounce off this trend line, it got to clear 431 and recapture 433. Okay? If it does look too long. However, here's the bear case scenario, because we want to be prepared. Those who are not prepared are going to get caught with the pants down, and that's not going to be fun. We're going to be prepared, right? We know the bull case scenario, the potential bull case scenario, and what the price action signal will be. Okay, I'll recapture 431 and 433. That's our trigger to go long. However, what's our trigger to go short? Well, it will be a dead cat bounce if none of those resistant levels clear. That will be your first sign. And then the bearish follow through would obviously be the breakdown of this trend line. Okay, I got a fib level of 429.6, and it's literally a confluence with the trend line for tomorrow. Below 429.6, guys. Bears are in control. We're using if statements because I'm just looking to react. The price action does something, then I'll react to that. And what I mean for the bears case scenario, if SPY breaks down this trend line and breaks down my macro level fib level at 429.6, that is bearish, and bulls will lose. They drop the ball. Okay? If that happens, 428, 426.5, 425. What I got here, 423.5, 422, and look at that buy zone. that we had back in early October around 420. Those levels will all be in play, but the context will be a little different this time, because if we lose 429.6, this basing, this consolidation, all this testing we did at the 437.5-ish level, that, in my opinion, will be a lower high. Okay? And since July, we've been putting in lower highs and lower lows, guys. It's a downtrend till it isn't. Okay? So like I said, we can play those up moves, but it has to clear 431 and 433 to trigger longs. If we drop below 429.6, bears take control. Don't argue with the price action. Bearish money, bullish money, it's all good money as long as it can pay the bills, all right? As far as the RSI, I don't really talk about RSI, but it's neither overbought, oversold for what it's worth, okay? 20 daily move average around 430, few cents off of my 429.6 level. You can combine it. 429.6 to 430 zone, no big deal. Those levels lost. Bears in control, man. But if it bounce, remember the resistant levels, okay? Let me not be repetitive here. Triple Q. Well, this is a 1 hour chart. I've been watching Triple Q. It's been consolidating in a descending triangle pattern. Go back to the daily. Yeah. Been consolidating. I mean, it's been an uptrend since late September in a descending triangle pattern. I was watching, we get the breakdown. We did get the breakdown, but after market right now, it's bouncing a little. Seeing Tesla bouncing. Holy moly. Look at Netflix. Look at Netflix. You guys want me to bring Netflix back? If this video gets 300 likes, I will bring Netflix back. Okay? Let's make a deal, guys. You guys give me 300 likes, I'll bring Netflix back. Triple Q. Okay, so yeah, the breakdown level of that triangle pattern was supposed to be at around 363. We're gonna route it down to 363.5. I have a fib level at 365. I mean, if Triple Q can stay below those levels, I'll be bearish, okay? Below 363.5 will definitely be bearish and put the lower targets in play. I'll definitely watching 362, 360.3, 359, and 357, okay? If we want to get bullish, it got to recapture some lost levels. First of all, it needs to stay above 363.5 and recapture 365. And maybe, just maybe, it can go break out some higher levels, 366.5 and especially 368. That will be a break off this descending triangle pattern. And it'll recapture a fib level. Okay, so above 365, 368, that'd be pretty bullish in my opinion. Putting 371 and 373 is back in play. Now let me zoom back out real quick. That 373 level is based on this blue trend line, guys. I mean, Triple Q's been in a downtrend since July, but that downtrend is based off of a really strong up move. So it look like we're flagging out. So above 373 would be a breakout of that blue trend line, and bulls would be in control, okay? Overall, as long as below 365, and if it can get below 363.5, that would be bearish. Otherwise, watch for those recaptures, guys. IWM, holy moly. I think the last time we spoke, it'd be bearish if it drops back below 172. Well, guess what? It broke back below 172, closed right around my 171.3 level, okay? If it can stay below 172 and break down 171.3, that definitely be bearish. 169.5, 167.4, and 165.7 would be targets, all right? I mean, it can recapture 172 to build some bullish momentum, but it really needs to get above 173.5. And my yellow trend line, which is my multi-month trend line here, to recapture that for tomorrow, it would need to get back above 174.3. And that will put 175 at 176.5 and at 177.7 back in play, okay? Tesla got earnings today. Did it? Oh! Listen, guys, I'm not a news reporter, but according to TradingView, don't look like good numbers, okay? However, it's bouncing. Go 6-hour chart. It's bouncing for some reason despite earnings, right? What the hell? All good. Like I always say, follow the price action. Even if it don't make sense, just follow the price action, guys. I do have a level around 247, okay? Monday and what was it? Tuesday. 247 did serve as pretty strong support level. However, we lost it today, but I guess with the earnings report, it's finding some buyers. If it can get above and stay above 247 tomorrow, then I guess today's breakdown don't mean nothing. And that will put 249, 251, and 253 in play. Now, critical level for me is 253 because that is the 78.6 fib level. So if it can't get above 253, maybe we got ourselves like looking like a double bottom over here. That'll be bullish. Putting 255, 256, 259, 261, and 263 back in play, guys. All right. So far it's gapping up or moving up, whatever you want to call it in the aftermarket. To be bearish, overall, it needs to get below 247. No matter what's happening now, the real move happens during the trading hours, okay? During the market hours, because that's where the volume is. And if during the trading hours it's below 247, that's bearish with 245, 243, 240.7, and 239 in play below. All right, let's try to do our best to keep it simple despite the chaos right now. Apple, that's a nice rejection from the 50 daily moving average. If there is to be follow through for tomorrow, because a rejection from the 50 is bearish, for follow through, it needs to break down 174.8. All right, 174.8. It's bouncing a little bit in the aftermarket, but if it can break down 174.8 tomorrow, I would look to short. That would be follow through from that rejection from that 50 daily moving average with 173, 171.5, 170 in play. 200 daily moving average is actually at 169. That's definitely worth watching. All right, as far as bullish plays, that 50 daily moving average is at 177.7. I'll trust it more if it clears 178. And that would put 179.3 and 181.5 in play. That would be the blue trend line right there. Okay, above 181.5, consolidation is over. This little downtrend that we have since July would be over, in my opinion. Okay, so just watch the setups, react unbiasedly. If we can lose 174.8 tomorrow, that's bearish. If we recapture that 50, that'd be bullish, above 178, okay? NVDA, I tell you, this is one of the most amazing stock ever. We had some amazing trade setups today, okay? And I could go on and brag about this, but let's talk about the plan for tomorrow, okay? Today, I had a fib level at 423.6. Today, we got the breakdown of that level closed at 421.96, and it's bouncing in the aftermarket. I guess with all the crazy news and stuff reports happening, it's bouncing, getting some bullish reaction. However, if tomorrow it fails to get above 423.6 during the trading hours, also 425, it's not really bullish, okay? Below those levels would be bearish. And if below 423.6, watch for the next breakdown support at 422, 420, 419.5, and 417.7. All right, those are the next support levels. If those levels fail, guys, look to short. Below 417.7, I got 416, 414, 411.6, and 409.2 below. All right, to be bullish for a reversal, needs to recapture some levels. 423.6 and 425 will be a good start. 428 would be nice. A fib level I have is at 429.63. That'd be a critical level, 1.382 fib level. If that does, don't argue with the price action. Look to long. Had strong rejection around 432-ish. If we can clear that, as a resistance level, we clear that. Guess what? 434, 435.5, and 437 are all back in play, all right? Don't look to long. I know the RSI is entering oversold territory, but we got to use that in conjunction with the shepherd, aka the price action. Bah! Sorry, the sheep in me got to come out sometimes, you know? Don't look too long unless we get a false breakdown setup, guys. Okay? Gotta let the price action guide us. That's the number one indicator. Otherwise, below 423.6, bearish. Google. Well, it broke below that 1.786 fib level. After re-clearing it in previous trading days, it broke below today. Follow through would be a breakdown of 138. If it does, look to short. Same levels, 136.4, 134.8, and 132.8. Okay? Obviously, if it wants upside, got to recapture 140.38 to put 142, 143.3, and 145 back in play. AMD. AMD. It broke down that level, 103. As long as below it, bearish. I would favor, 101.5 is the target, but I would favor 99.5. We might blast through it. We'll see. If 99.5 can't hold, guys, we might get a bounce there, though. But if it can't hold, that'd be very bearish with 98 and 96 in play. All right? Yeah. To be bullish, 103 and 105 needs to recapture to put 106.4, 109.4 and higher targets in play, okay? All right, so Netflix reported earnings. Did it report earnings? Oh, they did good with earnings. All right, they did good with earnings. I did pay for my Netflix account. They charged me like $20-something now. Maybe that helped with the earnings. I don't know. Look at here. Listen, guys. I usually save Netflix content for my YouTube. I usually save this content for my Discord members. Okay. But I have people requesting me to do it, so now I'm gonna do it just for today. I might not do it tomorrow. It's up to you guys if I do it tomorrow. Just for today, I'm gonna give you guys an analysis. Nobody better not say Uncle don't care or love them, man. Okay? Nobody better not say I don't love them. So if I get 300 likes in this video, I will put this back into regular schedule with this stock, all right? Just make that deal. Give me 300 likes or join my Discord. That would be great. But if not, I'm just covering it for today. And as you guys can see, it did good with earnings, I guess. All right, I'm pretty sure somebody in the comment section will try to argue with me about this. But, I don't. It's whatever, man. This is what Trading Views is showing. But as far as the levels, critical level is 383. Why? Because it'd be a recapture of this big wedge pattern that I had here, okay? It'll be a recapture because when we lost that wedge, it led to a beautiful move, okay? Like a $30 plus move to the downside. All right? Now it's trying to recapture. If Netflix stays above this level tomorrow, guys, I would be bull bias. Okay? Stay bullish. Look for buying opportunities. If it drops back below 383, then obviously we can get back to being bearish because it never recaptured. Okay? So it's so hard to do analysis on this after earnings. It's really hard. The best I can do is give you guys the pivot levels to watch. Okay? 390 support right now or resistance, depending on what it wants to do in the next 20 seconds. 390 is a level to watch. Please add that level to your chart. Okay? What's the next level I have? We'll round it to 395. Please add that level to your chart. 395. I'm gonna add that level to my chart. Yeah. All right, 390, 395 is the levels that I'm identifying right now. If it can clear that level, look, we're already getting some selling pressure there. If it can clear tomorrow, all right, there is some, resistant levels around the 392.5 to 393 zone, but I would favor a test of 395. And then above that, we want to watch this next sell zone right here. Had a little double top around there. What is that? 398.3-ish. Okay. The next fib level I got, it's around 41.6. All right. So very possible. So I give you guys some upper targets. 390, 393.5 is 395, 398.3, And then got a fib level at 41.6. Another sell zone. This level actually served as both support and resistance, right around there at 405. Okay, guys. So what do we do when the resistance clears? We look to long. What do we do? Support fails. We look to short. All right. Yeah, as far as support goes, from 390, there is some support at 388, based on the wicks that I got here, 388. And then right here, a little double top back in late September. That's around 386.8ish. And another little double top right here back in late September. That's around 384.5ish. And then below that, boom, 383. Below 383, recapture denied. All right, guys, that's the levels and players I have for you guys for Netflix. 300 likes, and I will cover this stock normally again. All right, let's move on to the dark pool. Look at that, 436 once again in our last video. Even yesterday, I didn't make a video yesterday, but 436. And today, 436, over billions in premium. All right, watch that level, because that is where there's a lot of activity happening between the big institutions. All right, bullish above it, bearish below it. Let's keep it simple. Now we take a look at the flows. Tell me, Cheddar Flow, what's the big money doing? They're buying puts. Big money buying puts, guys. Triple Q, puts, bearish, man. IWM, bearish. Tesla is kind of bullish. Apple is bearish. NVDA is holy moly bearish. GOOG, nothing for GOOG. AMD is a little bullish. And Netflix, this should be interesting. Oh, it's bullish. Oh, did somebody know something? All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Charles, please consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. Let's get this money. Other than that, have a great evening. Peace.